Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be drawing gems, and we're going to color them with colored pencils. We're also going to be using a blending stump, and we'll be doing this all digitally. Let's go ahead and get started. I've actually thought about singing while I draw because I love to sing. I'm going to draw 3 gems. One will be a rectangle, another one will be a triangle, and another one will be a circle. We're going to bring this down. Let's go ahead and use a black pen. I'm just going to draw the outline. So we're just drawing the outlines of our shapes. Perfect. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to lay down a base color for each. So our square, we're actually going to make a blue color. Let's change our layer. There we go. That way we preserve our line. I'm just putting down a very light layer of blue, but it's going to end up being darker. This is almost like a color wash. Perfect. And our next color, let's make it green. And we'll do the triangle. We're going to do the circle, but the circle is going to be a red color. I thought about doing a diamond as well, so we may go back and actually draw a diamond. As you'll see, you can actually draw any shape into a gem. These are very jagged lines, but they're going to be smooth here in a moment. And we can make this one yellow. So we're just doing a quick wash of color inside of our shape. Let's move to the blue. We're going to make sure that our pencil is so teeny tiny. We're going to gradually build up color to make sure that we are doing this properly. We're going to zoom in I know it's difficult to see the difference in our base color and the color I'm using now. I'm doing small little strokes. In fact, if you can see, I'm making them little tiny circles. I found out how to do this one day. I was just looking through different videos and I saw how to make gems, realistic looking gems. So I took out my colored pencils and I tried it. Soon I hope to show you drawing on paper, not just on the Surface Pro. On one side, this side, you can see it's a little bit darker than the other side. So we're just going in with our pencil, making really small strokes. This technique will work for you if you're drawing on paper with colored pencils as well. Small little strokes. Perfect. Let's change our color. When I do these, I'm making really small circles that look like this. And I do that so that I get nice, even coverage. Hopefully you like drawing gems. You can use these gems in all kinds of art. If you like to doodle, this will be a nice center to lots of patterns. You might be thinking to yourself that it looks a little scaly where you can see the circles, and that's true. But when I use the blending stump, that's going to fix everything. By doing these small circles, you're going to find that your colors from underneath are going to show through, so it creates a very dynamic looking color. I kind of like that. In real life, we don't have just a single color. It's always made up of different colors. Even the truest blue is not actually blue. While this is tedious and time-consuming, it's actually quite relaxing. Perfect. So we're going to make an even darker blue. We're going to focus the most on the outsides because our gem that we're creating is going to have darker outsides, and it will gradually get lighter on the inside. Can you already see that it has lots of colors in it? Alright, let's go darker. Now you can really see the difference. When we create this, we're going to stay in the same color family. I just made it so that my pencil is not opaque. So that, actually, excuse me, so that it is opaque. That way you'll really be able to see a major difference. I'm going to draw the outsides all the way around. And then I'm going to work my way in. And we want our gems to look slightly shiny as well. So we're going to be creating some bright spots. Round and round in a circle. All the way until it's completely filled in. At this point, I'm going to take my blending stump and I'm going to go over it little tiny circles. As you can see, this starts to get rid of some of the harsh lines and circles you see. For this whole gem, we're going to be working in small, tiny circles with everything we use. So if we were doing this on paper, then what we're doing is actually pushing the color around, blending it into each other so that it creates one unique color. There, almost done. Perfect. Let's go in with a slightly lighter color, a little more blue. Little tiny circles. Perfect. When I'm making my circles this time, I'm making sure to go over any lines that there may be so that it also helps to blend. so you lose a lot of the lines that are created. Because we don't want these little lines to showing what we've done. I'm going to be leaving much of the inside alone. Not too much, just a hint. Let's use a darker color. And let's begin. After our darker color, we're going to go back in with our blending stump. With all of our darker colors, we're going to really focus on the outside. This will give it a more 3D effect. And work our way in. Going around in a circle. I guess it's more of a square. Let's use our blending stump. And we're going to blend the colors together. So we're doing just small little circles all the way around. Perfect. Let's go back to our pencil and let's do another darker color, focusing on the outsides. There we go. so that we can make sure that we get our highlights. I think after we're done with this, we're going to draw in our highlights. Now you can see I'm still making the circles. All the way around. Going around the outside first, and then in. We're going to take a darker color. We're going to draw our highlight. You'll see why in a moment. Let's also draw one on the other side. Going to take in our highlights. We're going to save this. We're going to put more yellow or green inside of those highlights. So we're going to be needing to go around those highlights whenever we change our colors. Let's go into an even darker blue and continue with our circles. Making really tight circles around the edges. That's going to give you the best concentration of color. Going around in our square. Continue our circles, being very careful to avoid our highlight. So we're going to come on the inside of the upper highlight, just to make sure that we don't accidentally fill it in. And coming here on the inside of this highlight and around. Making little tiny circles. Let's use our blending stump. Just going to make sure that all the lines are well evened out. Being very careful not to use it on the inside of our highlight. What I love about the technique in doing these gems is even though you may have some little lines inside of your jewels, a jewel is never perfect. That's what makes it unique and makes them valuable. Alright, let's use a darker color now. And let's start our circle concentrating on the outside. Going in those circles just around the outside. We're going to make one more row, one more pass around. Perfect. Alright. Making our little circles around the edges. I didn't know that this is going to turn out so nice. There we go. Alright. Now you'll see that I am not going to do all of the rectangle. Let's change to our stump. We're just going to go over it briefly. We are creating a gradient. The gradient is going to give it that 3D look. Let's go to a darker shade. And we're going to go around the edges once more. Just make tiny little circles. just on the inside of the highlight. Just on the inside of the highlight. Let's use our blending stump. And just blend. Going to go in with a lighter color on the inside and slightly over the darker colors, only on the inside, just to create that nice blend. It's looking good already. It's really blending it away. Now I'm going to put it on the dark colors. Just to give a little bit more 3-dimension. That looks nice. Let's go back to our darker color. Let's go around the sides once more. As you can see, this buildup of color makes a big difference. It's tedious, but it's worth it. I'm not going to do any more on the inside, but we're going to use a purple color. It's actually called Iris. I'm going to go just on the sides, just on the very corner, right along the edge. Come around in the corner. Now on top, and let's use our blending stump once more. Small little circles all the way around. That looks great. For our highlight, we're going to use yellows and greens. We're going to use a pale lemon, and just color in the highlight. You could do little circles if you want to here as well. Let's switch over to our green. going to use pale moss, color right over that yellow that we used. We're going to use now pea green. Some lily white, just to brighten it up a touch. Hopefully you have enjoyed learning how to create gems. I'm going to take a pine tree green and I'm going to draw little lines. Just a few little lines. And I know it's difficult to see them. And here's some olive. Perfect. Going to take away the drawing layer. And this is what we have. I'm going to create one more layer. Now that we're done creating our gem, we're going to color the outside once more. Very slowly, right on the outside. On the outside, it's still a little bit shaky, it's still a little bit rocky. So we can actually make our pen a little bit smaller and just go around it with some embellishment. Just making these little lines completely transforms our gem, doesn't it? It makes our line that was once really jagged look not so bad. We're going to erase some of the guidelines that I did. We're going to take a pencil, a very light gray. just going to color the inside of each of those circles. Just go around each one. I like the darker gray because it really makes the blue and the highlight pop. Now that I've shown you how to create a gem, you now have other shapes that you can do the same with. If you enjoyed watching this, let me know in the comments. If you have any other suggestions on things you'd like to see me draw, definitely let me know. If you want to see more videos from me and get notifications of when I post new videos, you're going to want to subscribe to my channel. I enjoyed having you all here. While I draw this gem and color it digitally with colored pencils. I hope you all have a wonderful evening.